Vietnam is among the world's 5 biggest textile exporters and producers, with textile and garment export turnover hitting $16 billion in the first half of 2018, a rise of more than 14% year-on-year. According to Vietnam Textile and Apparel Association President Fibre2Fashion, the textile industry reported positive results in the last 2 quarters. European Union and Japan have signed an economic partnership agreement creating an open trade zone covering over 600 million people. The landmark deal eliminates about 99% of the tariffs on Japanese goods sold to the EU. About 94% of the tariffs on European exports to Japan will be lifted, rising to 99% in the future. The government of India has increased basic customs duty on several textile and apparel products, including fibers, carpets, knitwear, hosiery items, certain types of vegetable textile fibers, and some varieties of fabric. Duties have been increased from 10% to 20% on these goods. The increased duties have come into effect from July 16, 2018. Exporters in Turkey's Denizli, which accounts for $1.5 billion of the country's $3.5 billion annual home textile exports, have shifted their attention to alternative markets, China being a key country. While Denizli exports primarily to the United States and Europe, its exports to China in 2017 was $11.73 million, a twofold rise over the previous year. The Executive Committee of Bangladesh's National Economic Council recently allotted TK 173.89 crore for replacing machinery in 3 jute factories in 3 different regions of the country. The factories are UMC Jute Mills Limited in Narsingh Dai, Jessore Jute Industries at Nopara and Jashore, and Galfa Habib Limited at Sitakundu in Chattogram. The World Customs Organization has published the framework of standards on cross-border e-commerce as adopted at the end of June 2018 by the Council, the organization's highest decision-making body, together with a resolution aimed at ensuring its harmonized and effective implementation. WCO represents 182 customs administrations across the globe. The increase in Vietnam's yarn exports, particularly to the world's largest yarn importer, China, has made the country the world's fastest-growing market for cotton. This has spurred opportunities for greater cotton exports from the U.S. to the Southeast Asian nation, according to the Foreign Agricultural Service of the U.S. Department of Agriculture. SAARC Development Fund, the cross-border umbrella financing institution for member states of the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, is planning an e-commerce platform for seamless trade of goods and services across member states and funding startups to boost regional entrepreneurs, according to SDF CEO Sunil Motiwal. Log on to www.fibre2fashion.com and stay updated with more textile stories.